Hi, have you heard that the Great Barrier Reef and the animals and people who rely on it are under threat? There are many causes, but today I'm focusing on one driver, the crown of thorns starfish. My name is Dream, and in this presentation, I will cover the problem, why it's happening, and why it matters, and what we can do to help. Crown of thorns are venomous coral eaters. They eat the coral, and during an outbreak, the amount of coral eaten by them exceeds the rate that the reef can grow back. During outbreaks, crown of thorns eat more coral than is produced by new growth. Long term monitoring has linked the repeated waves of these starfish to approximately 42% of all coral losses that have occurred since the 1980s, and a single large adult can consume approximately 10 square meters of coral in 1 year. When they are at their highest level, the damage they produce multiples rapidly. So, what's driving these outbreaks? After big rains, nutrient runoff sparks plankton blooms. Crown of thorns larvae feed on that, so more survive. Warmer seas let them grow faster, mature sooner, and survive winter, so more adult spawns next season. And with fewer predators like the giant triton snail and some reef fishes, natural checks are weaker. This animation comes from a long term Institute of Marine Science monitoring. The colors show crown of thorns per manta toe, which means the average number divers count during a standardized survey pass on the reef. As you can see here, green is low, yellow orange is building, and red is outbreak. A healthy coral reef represents the foundation for all life in the Great Barrier Reef. It provides habitat space to develop young fish as well as providing feeding areas for many marine species. When coral covers decline, the ecosystem will decline as well as the diversity of species found in it. Coral reefs provide protection against storms by absorbing the waves action, which helps coastal towns recover from cyclones and bleach coral reefs. And this isn't just the ecology. The reef provides an economic base for the regions surrounding it through tourism, fishing, and scientific research. Let's look at the method research which shows stabilizes coral cover. Coral cover is being protected through the use of targeted in-water culling. Divers are trained to administer a lethal shot to each crown of thorn starfish they encounter, returning in waves to encounter the process until the density falls below the threshold for intervention. This is what has been done on the reef thus far. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority manages this nationally, and the Australian Institute of Marine Science tracks it nationally. Has also developed a priority map, which sends teams to reefs that have the highest protection for the greatest amount of coral per hour, and those areas are returned to as waves. In order to give our children an opportunity to grow up in a thriving living reef, we need to take action in the right places. And we can. Individually, use only reef friendly operators and document your your observations using Eye on the Reef. Every observation helps identify problems early. Individually, avoid fertilizing too much at home, as these excess nutrients will flow into the ocean. You can fund reef management through long term funding of priority reefs, Crown of Thorns starfish control, and the Reef 2000 and 2050 water quality targets, which will help decrease larvae survival rates. Small choices, smart actions lead to more coral, more life, more future. Thank you for listening.